Here we go.
Welcome back to Full On Football. We're just having a bit of a conversation here about Shane's match that we're going to show later on. But look, of course, we've got our guests here, Kristian Rees from Adelaide City and Shane Pearce from Salisbury United. Guys, this is the Premier League now. Kristian, just before we get onto this, in an interview that you had a couple of years ago, you mentioned it was asked what aspects of your game would you like to improve? And you said that you'd like to improve your heading, your ball distribution and all-around defensive skills. I think you've actually done that because you're very, very strong in the air and you've scored some goals with your head.
Yeah, I scored a few. It's always good. I'm happy to score with my head or my foot, but yeah, I got a few goals. But yeah, I think one of the main things I think was my ability to sort of try and talk to players around me and organising defenders. I think that comes with a lot of time playing at the back, so that's one thing I really wanted to work on. I think my ability to organise is a bit better now, so that's one thing I'm pretty happy with. So,
and probably playing with people like Michael Valkanis and Ange Costanzo did nothing but help you along that
yeah,
way.
that really helped me. Ross Aloisi was another one. I think he always had time to pull me aside and have a chat with me, which meant a lot to me, helping me out. Rich Aligic he was playing next to me on the right. That was really important. And Mickey used to pull me aside and have a chat, and Ange as well. And Ange likes to have a good talk. So, but yeah, no, they were good guys to play with, and it was good.
Fantastic. Now, Shane. Premier League, and the question is on everyone's lips, what's happened to Enfield? Something that we would have never have predicted, them not going so well. And I really can't understand why, because I've seen 3 or 4 of their games and they don't play badly. They're just not putting the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, well, that's right. I'm not too sure. I haven't watched any of their games this year, but, they got a bit of experience down there with Jim Zakinis and Dimi Pahas. Yeah. And... but yeah, just things aren't going their way at the moment, and they're on, I don't know how many points they're on, but it's definitely a turnaround from the last couple of years where they've finished second.
Definitely. Well, let's have a look at the results that happened over round 11, and we'll have a bit more of a chat about this. So we had Noarlunga going down to Pirates, just the one single goal, and that was from Coley for Pirates. This is a very interesting match. Adelaide Cobras 3 and Panthers 4. Panthers coming over the top of them there. Cobras were 2-0 up, and the rest is history. So we had Karatevlis scoring, Margaritas and Ikalaro for Cobras, and Mahoney, Ironside and Yates for Panthers. Adelaide Hills 1, Western Strikers 0. Gomez scoring the goal there, so a good result for Adelaide Hills. Adelaide Comet 6, yes, this is correct, 6. Adelaide Olympic 1. Never would have had predicted that at all. I thought it would be a much closer match than that. Conne scoring for Comets a brace, and Ryan Moore a brace, and Stamatolopoulos and Gergis scoring as well, and Kezios scoring the only goal for Adelaide Olympic. And Enfield City and Cumberland 1-1 draw. Again, Enfield City leading for most of that match, and then Cumberland coming over the top of them with Dimi Pahas scoring that goal, Shane.
Yeah, I think Cumberland scored late in that game as well, from what I hear. So it's one of those things. I think Enfield have conceded most of their goals in the last 10 minutes of their games, so they might want to shut up shop for the last 10 or 20 minutes.
Bit of lack of focus maybe towards the end, but yeah, unbelievable. I just cannot understand what's happening there. But anyway, not to dwell on those things, let's have a look at the table after round 11 for the Premier League. And Comets are just doing brilliantly, absolutely beating everybody at the moment on 25 points, looking good perspectives for going up into the Super League. And I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, they've just come straight out of State League, so it'd be interesting to see if they do that, how they would cope with that. Adelaide Hills have gone back up into second spot with that win on 22. Adelaide Olympic have dropped back into third on 20. Look how tight it is. I mean, Pirates on 19, Strikers and Cobras on 15, and Cumberland on 13, Panthers on 10, Noarlunga 8, and Enfield City on the 6 points. So You know, very, very tight. Anything, you know, 2-3 wins, and you can go soaring up the ladder there. So, well, let's have a look at what we've got for round 12 for the Premier League and the fixtures that we've got for this week. And we've got Cumberland at home to Adelaide Hills. Pirates at Pirate Park against Adelaide Olympia. That's going to be a huge match, eh, Shane?
Yeah, it should be a good game, that one.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see who's going to get over the top there, and players available too, because we don't know with injuries and send-offs, etc. Adelaide Cobras at home to Adelaide Comets, the two Greek teams there. So we'll be seeing, very interesting to see what happens there as well. Panthers at home to Enfield City. I think this will be a very close match, but going by the result that Panthers had over the last weekend, you know, they may demoralise Enfield as well. And Western Strikers are taking on Noarlunga at Carnegie Reserve. They are all 3 p.m. matches, so looking forward to see what happens there. And guys, we're going to take another short break, listen, for a few words from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to be talking State League. So stick with us because you're watching Full On Football. Welcome back to Full On Football with our guests in the hot seat tonight. We've got Kristian Rees from Adelaide City and Shane Pearce from Salisbury United. Now, both of you guys, well, you were a Salisbury boy, you are a Salisbury boy, so very good friends, good club atmosphere there. A lot of actually very, very top quality players have come from Salisbury. Yeah, there has been a lot of good players, a lot of juniors coming through there. I think the whole of the north really gets a lot of players coming through. Para Hill's got a lot of juniors that come through there as well. But yeah, Salisbury was our old stomping ground, and Pearce's back down there now. But yeah, no, it's an excellent club. It's got a good tradition down there, and some good people running the club. So yeah. Definitely. Now, as I said, you're down there. I know you like coming back to see a few games if you can, if they're on Friday nights or things. How do you like the Friday night footballs? Do you like that? Yeah, I find it. I think we had a game against Playford at the start of the year, and there was we had got a pretty good crowd for that, and it was a pretty good atmosphere. So yeah, it's a good thing for the future, I think. Yeah, people do like Friday night football. That's what I've found going around. That either whether it was Modbury or whether it's yourselves, people do like coming out to watch it, because otherwise they don't have an opportunity. If they're all playing at the same time, you don't get an opportunity to see what how other clubs are playing. So I think it is a very good thing. Now, before we look at the results, actually no, we will look at the results first of the State League, and then we'll talk about this other match that we were at. Results for round 11, very interesting here. Some matches. NAB came over the top of Sassy 3-2. Which I think most clubs were well pleased with that one, that they were able to defeat Sassy, because Sassy has been just going along brilliantly at the moment. Scamizzi, D'Agostino and Peroni scoring for NAB, and Costa again, as he does every week, and Chris Pepe for Sassy. Northern Demons 3, well, shall I leave that one, Shane? 3-0 against Salisbury. Palumbo, Michael Edwards scoring again for Northern Demons and Farncombe. We'll talk to you about that in a moment. West Adelaide Blues 5, Port Pirie 0. Zotti scoring 2, Mehicic, Markovic again, and Reynolds. So a couple of the Raiders boys scoring there for West Adelaide. Western District Toros 3. Yes, they got a win here against Seaford 0. So well done to Western District Toros, because we were saying it was coming. They were playing some good football as well. Calabrese, Matteo and Miralia scoring for Toros. And Playford City 5, big win against Gawler 0. Jackson with a hat-trick, Doherty and Katianos. Now that game against Northern Demons, Shane, 3-0. Does that tell the story? Yeah, well, I mean, we were in the game early, and we had a couple of injuries for that game. A couple of the boys went into the game with injuries, including myself. So we weren't really switched on for this game. I don't think they got on top of us. I think they were 1-0 at half time, and then they got a couple of cheap goals. Really, I think our defenders might have fallen asleep with the long travel up there. So yeah, wasn't the bus trip up, was it? Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it was a disappointing result, and as you can see by the table, you can't afford to
drop points against these teams.
Definitely. Now, also you played the midweek game that we were at, and that was, of course, against Sassy at your home ground. We can have a look at some footage that we took of that game.